Good afternoon, Facebook Live. Coach Kennedy here. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. As I look outside, I can see that the weather looks gorgeous. I haven't been out there, but hopefully spring is not too far away. I wanted to chime in this afternoon to quickly just talk about some of what I do, but also more specifically my one-on-one mentorship. So I'm creating various different types of mentorships depending on who the clients are, in this case, trainers or coaches. So I came across someone, and I'm not going to mention any names, who is applying for a job. And as some of these trainers are applying for jobs, they all of a sudden get overwhelmed because they're about to go in and have to train clients, and there might be different types of styles they want to use. And all they've really learned, especially if they're new, are just some of the basic, straightforward, linear sort of movements, which there's nothing wrong with. There's always a good base to start, but they want to have some experience going in. I think the experience of different types of training styles, different types of warm-ups, different types of preps, different types of cool downs, how to assess or at least have the basic knowledge of it. I think this really will help the confidence of a new trainer or even a trainer already in the industry, of course, and as well will help them increase their sales because of their confidence. So what I'm announcing is I have a one-on-one mentorship that's going to take place over 6 months. We meet twice a week up in Aurora at RT Health Company. That's the studio where I do all my training out of. So you'll meet me twice a month. We will go through 3 different styles of training, 4 weeks for each one. So every 4 weeks, we'll change the style of the training. And in each individual training session, we'll go from different types of warm-ups, but we'll discuss the warm-ups, the purpose of the warm-ups, the benefits of the warm-ups, how they apply in this particular case. We'll look at assessing. So even though they're one-on-one, hands-on actual training sessions, we actually are breaking the whole thing down in terms of talking about everything involved in that session. Again, a warm-up is involved in that session. A cool-down is involved in that session. What type of energy systems are we using? What are we looking for? What assessments? What regressions and progressions can we make? We do this for the first 4 weeks based on one style of training I'm going to show you. Then we phase into a different style of training. So we go from more linear push-pull kind of movements, as an example, shoulder legs kind of example, to something that's a little more integrated. So something more done in a circuit station or complex, as we refer to, each station having a function and again being fully integrated with the entire body. We will then again go through warm-ups, cool-downs, assessing, regressions, progressions. And then finally, our last 4 weeks, we go into something that's a little more athletic-based. Again, it does not mean that an athletic-based program is only for athletes. In our eyes, everyone's an athlete every day on every level. Even your grandmother on some level has to move, and movement-based training to me is all athletic-based training. It's all a question of not which exercise, but how we regress or progress that exercise so we can apply it to an 8-year-old, an 18-year-old, a 28 or an 88-year-old. That's really what matters most. So it's not the movement that's necessarily bad. It's how we apply that movement and how we regress or progress it. So what that trainer now has an opportunity to do is to spend 12 sessions. And when I say a session, guys, these sessions are not going to be an hour long. They go for about 2 hours because, like I said, it's not just a matter of going through the workout. It's discussing each component of it into a lot of detail. So I suspect after 12 sessions, 2 hours each probably for each one, the amount of time and information that we gather and spend together, that a trainer is going to walk away with a load of different types of program styles, a really basic and good understanding of assessments, a really good understanding of warm-ups and cool-downs, prepping body, foam rolling, stretching, static, dynamic, a real comprehensive look at a full scope of things, of course, done within this short period of time, but intense enough where they can now walk into a club and say, I have different modalities that I'm familiar in. I can do basic assessments. I understand movement. I can do more linear training. I can go push-pull type of movements. I can go into circuit or complex training. I can go into more athletic-based training. I can tell you that if I had had that advantage when I started off as a trainer, I think it would have made a huge difference in where my career went. But 25, 26 years ago, it was a whole different ball of wax. So if you're interested in seeing what this is all about, what's involved, and also how I might be able to incorporate some of my educational courses into the mentorship. So if you haven't done any continuing education, we can package that all together, save you some money as well. Direct message me, make a comment, anything at all, of course. these things officially will be starting this month as I start to post and do more of these. Also look forward to next week. I'm going to be starting something new thanks to a colleague I spoke this morning. Gave me a great idea on some of the stuff I'm going to be posting. So Monday, we are going to start with joints. I will start with one particular part of the body. I'm not going to tell you which one we'll begin with. Maybe you can guess. We'll talk about on the Monday what it's about. I'll show you a diagram. And as the week goes on from Monday through Friday, we'll get into how to assess it, what its functions are, how to recover that particular joint or muscle, depending on what we're working on. Look for that coming up next week as well. Any questions, please reach out. Train safe. Have yourself a wonderful day. Coach Kennedy out. Take care.